Hi everyone, Ryan here, Ion Capital Solutions. Hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk to you about lead generation, more specifically UCC filings, okay? Many of your leads, if not all of your leads, are coming from here. The lead generation companies that are selling you this data, this is where they're getting that data, okay? That data is recycled over and over and resold over and distributed on a mass level. There are companies around the world that are doing this. Is this the best kind of data for you? Is this the best way to generate interest for yourself, right? Fill up your funnel, find those that are interested in working with you. Is this where you want to be? Is there a better way? And how does this actually work? Well, let's talk about it. Okay, so please understand off the bat, there is a better way. Okay, there's a better way. But to understand the value of that better way, first, let's examine the way the vast majority of people operate in this space and have been doing so for a long time, okay? And that is UCC filing. So what do I mean by UCC, right? Well, UCC is Uniform Commercial Code. That's what it stands for, okay? And essentially, the term is a part of a collection of rules established to regulate how commercial transactions work under the Uniform Commercial Code, UCC. And UCC filings or liens are legal forms that a creditor files to give notice that it has an interest in the personal or business property of a debtor. Okay? And essentially, UCC lien filings allow the lender to formally lay a claim to collateral that a debtor pledges to secure their financing. Okay? But there's also loans, obviously, that we're providing that are unsecured, like a cash advance, right? So in that case, a UCC1 is created for unsecured loans. This means a lien is placed against the business entity and one or more of the debtor's assets to secure the loan amount the debtor borrowed, right? So a little bit of an adjustment there, but it's basically the same thing, okay? Just to back it up again, the filing is allows the lender to formally lay claim to collateral, right? Placing a lien, an actual piece of real estate, whatever it may be. However, UCC data is publicly available on the Secretary of State website for every single date, okay? However, it's very difficult to extract, and use that data on a mass level. So, lead generation companies compile and sell that data, right? Because the average individual going there and pulling one by one, it's a lot of work, right? So, that's what a lead generation business does, and that's what they sell, right? So, with that being said, the problem is that data is mined by lead sales companies around the world and is sold on a mass level, is sold repeatedly, okay? And once a lead is distributed, it's circulated for a very long time, okay? That's the reality of the situation and the data that you're consuming and calling. There are tons of people soliciting to those business owners and have been for quite some time. That's what you need to understand. And you're buying free information from companies that are just mining it and selling it to you and selling it to everybody else. Just like their competitors, the other lead sales companies are doing the same thing. That data, you ever get a client on the phone who's pissed? How did you get my number? Never call me again. You guys call me nonstop every day. They're getting 100 calls like this every day. Is that where you want to get your data from? Is that the experience you want to have? Is that the kind of relationship that you have with the client? Do you want to reach out to the client like everybody else? Do you want to be just like everybody else? There's no consistency in that. That's what you have to understand, right? And so please understand that age data usually comes with baggage, okay? When you buy recycled data, it's a big reason why your leads rarely convert into funded deals, okay? And that's because liens and judgments and defaults and property stuck in forbearance and cycled ownership, meaning you have a business with multiple owners and they keep cycling owners and rebranding and putting different people on the loan to do whatever they can to escape their past. And they can't escape their past. If they defaulted in the past, one way or another, we're going to figure it out. If they change the name of the business, it's still going to be tied to the business owner, their EIN, whatever it may be, that individual. It's going to come up eventually in the background check. These are the things that kill deals really late in the game. And this is what you deal with when you buy this kind of data, right? And so if you can get it really cheap, or you can get it for free, and you don't mind making 400 calls a day. By the way, if you're cold calling, you should make around 300 to 400 calls a day. If you're not, it's not an effective strategy. But with that being said, it's just not the right avenue, okay? There is a better way, is what you have to understand. It's 2022. It's not the 90s anymore. It's a different time. Yes, in 2008, it started this space. And yes, merchant cash advance was huge, and everyone started attacking UCC filings. And yes. But it's been quite a while since then. You don't have to continue to do things the way we've done things in sales forever. You don't need to pound the phone and cold call every day and buy data and pound lead lists and phone numbers. It's just, yes, it can work, but it's a different day and age. It's very competitive because of how many sales companies out there are using that strategy. Okay. The reality is organic lead generation works extremely well. And though you may have been exposed to one element of this at one point or another, or in passing had a conversation with somebody, maybe developed your own feelings on it, or got the review from someone else, and whether you know about it, whether you've heard about it, you don't think you know it's for you or whatever, I promise you that when you understand how it works, multi-platform lead generation, the organic methods of growing your funnel, and also how to automate that so it's just people, you're just responding to people who are interested, it's a totally different avenue. Not nearly as trafficked. And you're talking to people with immediate borrowing needs in a place where they're not being overly solicited to, where they're willing to speak to you. Just alone by separating yourself from the pack, by operating in a different way, it allows you to stick out a little bit more. It gives you a better chance of developing that relationship with the client, as opposed to just being a voice, a pestering voice on a phone call that keeps calling you, making, to them, you're ring, solicitation. That's what they think when they get a cold call. You have about 10 seconds before they hang up the phone on you. With organic lead generation, you're not doing that. By the time you're on the phone with the client, they're interested, they want to talk to you. You have plenty of time to establish a proper call. It's a different way of doing things. So what is organic lead generation? How does it work? Well, you're leveraging yourself online. And no, I'm not talking about posting and boosting posts and advertising. I'm not talking about any of those things. It's organic, meaning you are doing it. It's a regimented workflow. Only takes about an hour and a half a day. Stick with that routine consistently. You'll have a organic funnel that continues to grow and snowball to a point to where you're overwhelmed with a ton of interest. At that point, how good are you at qualifying the data that comes in? And that makes all the difference between funding deals and not. So if you want to learn more about this, if you're tired of cold calling and the same old thing everybody else is doing, and you're struggling and you want to change it up, give me a call, okay? Give me a call. We can work with you. We can help you understand a better way, all right? With that being said, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks so much for your time today. I'll catch you in the next one.